Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for this week's reading. I'm going to be working with the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle, and I'm going to work with the Dragon Oracle. So I want to try something different. Normally I pull tarot cards, but I feel more called to these cards for this week's reading. And I hope you guys are doing good, because I always find that towards the end of, as we head into the holidays, the energies are always very intense, at least for me, as an, because I'm sensitive to the energies. I always feel a lot of heaviness, and just overall, I feel the shift, and I understand that people are in a rush. It's the holiday season and everyone's feeling it, right? So that probably is the reason. But, I was just curious as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And I pulled a card from the Isis Oracle, and this one came out. It's Initiation, okay? And we see Isis and we see Ra here. So basically, this card is like, you're going through spiritual tests and you're coming into completion. And maybe many of you are feeling the same, this energy of initiation, this energy of transformation, where you're really reflecting, right? And that's what most people do. End of the year, we're all reflecting on how far we've come, what's changed for us, what is it that we want to do differently, how can we bring about a different energy, right? So that is the main focus for the collective. And it does bring up a lot of unhealed stuff, or things that you kind of winding off, or relationships, or whatever is falling apart for you, whether it's a certain pattern or behavior. You kind of reflect on that and you try to understand what is it that you want to do differently now. How can you bring in newer energies, right? So, all these things. And I wanted to wear some color today, and then again I was drawn to wearing this dark gray shirt, and that itself showed me that I still feel vulnerable and I still want to protect my energy, because all these dark colors are about protecting your aura and protecting your energy, right? So I felt maybe I still need to go with that and trust what I'm feeling. So anyways, because I know this is the collective energy, and if you guys are tuning into my channel, you're probably feeling the same. So I just wanted to share, what I'm going through. And I feel it's just towards the end. This is something I've noticed every year, that I feel these intense energies towards the year. And once Christmas time passes, the energy shifts, and it's just so different. It's the same every year, and I hope for a different energy, but it always comes back to the same. So just wanted to bring that forward in case anyone else feels the same, or you're feeling very emotional, or you're feeling, the highs and lows. And it could just be all these shifts that are happening, right? So today, because I was not feeling all that great in the morning, I got up and I was like, oh, what is it that I really want to do? And what came to me was I wanted to connect with nature. And I do a lot of that in summer. I'm normally outdoors in the summer, because I love connecting with nature, with the trees. So I just put on my boots. It's cold here. I live in Toronto. And I just put on my boots, my jacket and everything, and bundled up, and I stepped outside and went for a walk, and it felt really good because I live by the ravine. So that was great, and that helped me ground my energy, because grounding for us is so important, right? Cleansing and grounding and healing. And I felt like I have to just, no matter whether it's cold or snowing or whatever, I have to make it a point to step outside more often. So anyways, now we'll get to the cards and we'll see what Spirit has in store. I feel called to pull 3 cards, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, let's see what's coming through. Okay, so we have the Winged Ones. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys the cards first. Winged Ones. It says the Winged Wise Ones. angelic help, miraculous aid. I love this. And we have a beautiful dove here. Okay. Then we have the well watcher. The well watcher. Wisdom, power of the divine. And the map of destiny. Authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. Okay, so this is very interesting. Clearly, you have a lot of support from your angels, from your guides, from your ancestors in the spirit realm. They're watching over you. You are highly, highly protected, okay? But let me just tune into this a bit more to see what's coming through. You know, the sense that I'm getting is you feel very isolated right now. Okay, that's the vibe I'm getting with this. You feel very isolated right now, but you have a lot of angels and spirit around you. Okay, there's white feathers. Okay, there's white feathers, and you may find white feathers, or I don't know why white feathers are coming to mind, but that's something I want to mention here. You may be, I don't know why I'm hearing earth angels, so you may be extra sensitive, or you may feel like you're different. You're just different because you have a purpose. Because you have a purpose, because you're being called in a certain to go in a certain direction. Okay? Some of you are actually making a conscious effort to connect with your guides, to connect with your angels, to connect with your ancestors, whether you're doing automatic writing or whether this is through meditation, channeling, yoga, whatever this is for you. You're kind of making a conscious effort to connect with your guides, to connect with your ancestors, to be in touch with your higher self. If you are feeling isolated right now, or you are spending time alone, just like I feel called to do that, this message with the winged ones feels like this is the right thing to do. Like if you look at her, she's alone and she's got this bird. It's like this is the time, almost like incubation. Okay, just like I'm wearing this dark gray top, right? I feel the need to kind of cocoon my energy. That's the vibe I'm getting with this. Like if you feel like you need to spend time alone, or you feel isolated, that's exactly what is required of you, to be alone. And you know what I'm getting is alone but not lonely. You see, you have all these, your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors. It's like you're cracking open, just like this initiation card. Like I said, when I pulled this card, I felt like this was for the collective. This was what everyone is going through. You're being initiated, you're being transformed to up-level yourself, right? And a lot of times when we go through these initiations, we need time out, guys. There's just so much going on, right? I don't know about you guys, but even driving in the traffic gets to me. And I find it so nerving, like driving in the traffic and stuff like that, and noise and all those things. And the thing is that when our energy shifts, we need that time alone. And that's when our higher self, that's when, you know, our spirit guides, they're cracking you open. They're kind of, you know, like this says, angelic help, miraculous aid. You're being healed. You're being transformed. And for that, you need to be cocooned. You need to go through that incubation time, because you're being initiated. I hope this is making sense, okay? It's like there's this burst of whiteness, okay? There's this burst of whiteness around her. It's like something's bursting in and around you. But in order for your physical things to change physically, sometimes shifts have to happen within us, right? We have to take out time by ourselves. And a lot of times, like, I just feel called to meditate more or just spend time in nature. For me, nature heals me. Nature calls me. I feel very connected to nature, and sometimes because of harsh weather, I can't spend as much time, but still I try to do whatever I can to be outside. So in the same way, it's like you're going through these shifts. There could be a loved one in spirit that you are missing. There could be a loved one in spirit who's guiding you, who's protecting you, who's coming through to help you at this time. Now my attention is being drawn to the well watcher. And I was almost going to say well wisher. Okay, instead of the well watcher, I was going to say well wisher. So maybe there is a well wisher, someone in the spirit realm who wishes you well, who watches over you. Wisdom, power of the divine. See, what draws my attention is there is a gate here, and there is an owl by his arm. It's almost like your thinking was caged in the past, okay? And this could be because of, this could have been because of how you grew up or past programmings and things like that. Some of you, like, if you feel stuck right now, or if you're in a situation where you feel you're stuck, it's almost like spirit is giving you the answers with this owl, you know, year. It's like spirit is telling you in your year exactly what is it that you need to do. What are the next steps? How can you set yourself free? It's almost like self-imprisonment. Like if you keep yourself stuck, it's because you are keeping yourself stuck in your mind, but you're not stuck. You are quite wise. You're very connected to your higher self. We have a white bird here. We have another white bird here. Okay, so that could be significant to you. You may be seeing birds at this time. You may find feathers. To me, these two cards are indicative that you have some kind of connection. I would say you are a medium. You are connecting with your higher self, or you're connecting with your guides. You're connecting with a higher source. And if you're not connecting, you're being called to connect with your higher self. You're being called to connect with your guides. Take out time in meditation. Okay, so, and what's interesting and just caught my attention, we have a 3 and 4 here, which is a 7, and then we have a 7. 7, 7, 7, 7. Whenever I see 7, 7, 7 on the road, I take it as a sign that my angels and guides are saying you're on the right track. They're proud of me. They're happy. It's almost like a thumbs up sign from the universe. I take it as that sign. And this to me is like, yes, you feel isolated or you feel tested, but you're on the right path. Okay, it's a thumbs up from the universe. Spirit is whispering some guidance to you about your next step, so that you stop feeling stuck, so that you stop feeling caged. But it's like you have that wisdom. That's really what I'm getting from these two cards. You have that wisdom, you have that answer. You just have to follow through with that guidance. It's clear as day to me with these cards. And I don't think you want to keep yourself stuck, okay, in any kind of mental prison. You have a lot of spirit support. With the map maker of destiny here, okay, the fairies around him. Okay, it says authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. You know what I'm getting from this? maybe in the past you went through situations where you felt you're stuck with certain people, you're stuck in certain situations. You may even say, oh, this is my karma, or I'm just stuck with these people, or this is just how it's playing out. Spirit is, you see, this man has a feather pen in his hand. I don't know what's that called, okay? It's like one of those things, those olden time feather pens. That's what I'm seeing in his hand. It's like you are writing your own story. You are giving a conclusion to your story. What is the conclusion that you want to, what is the ending you want to give to your story? What is the ending you want to give to your story? And yes, he is surrounded by fairies. So you may be called to step outside in nature, and hopefully where you are, there is good weather, right? But yeah, there is a bird as well. There is a bird, and then there are fairies. Yeah, so free will is at play here. If certain things happened to you where you felt like they were beyond your control in the past, that story is changing. You have a lot of power in your story. That's what Spirit is showing me through these cards. You have a lot of power. Yes. Bottom of the deck, we have the Cosmos. Vastness, creativity. The moon, you could be connecting with the moon, or you feel a connection to the moon, but this is the universe. This almost feels to me like the divine watching over you. And you see how there's this energy that's flowing down. Many of you are connecting, okay guys? Let me know in the comment section, how are you connecting? Because I do feel with this, either you're meditating, you're doing yoga, or you're doing auto writing, or somehow or the other you're connecting with Spirit, okay? It's like there's a link between Spirit and whoever it is here, okay? And I feel that that's you. Some of you may be guided to share something, maybe share your voice, share your talents, again with the creativity. See yourself as creative, see yourself as abundant, okay? The universe doesn't have limitations. The only limitations are the ones that we put on ourselves, or, you know, the programming that we've received. Work on that programming. Work on those limitations that were placed on you as a child. Because you are a child of the universe with endless possibilities. You are connected to the divine, okay? This feels so protected, okay? I'm almost feeling like there's a shield around me. I hope you're feeling that too. It's like you're so protected. You're receiving guidance. You're on point with your guidance, and you're called to follow through on this new journey, okay? Again, what I just noticed is like he's holding a feather. Even though I feel like this is a feather pen, but it's a feather. We have a feather. We have like white birds in all three cards. So this is some kind of indicative of something, okay? Angels, guides, universe, higher wisdom, right? You connecting with your higher self. You being in touch with your higher self to show you the way. There's something very mysterious. There's something that you don't know. Even though you're connected, you don't know. Spirit is saying like, I'm holding your hand. Follow through with the guidance I'm giving you. I'm holding your hand. You may not know the exact answer or the exact, like, how is it going to come about? How is this gonna flow through? You may not have all the answers, but nevertheless, Spirit is saying, trust me, I've held your hand, you are protected. Okay, so that's a lot of cards. So I just want, okay, one card from the dragons. And we have knowledge. I think we had this before, if I'm not wrong, okay? So this card keeps popping up, knowledge. It's like, you see, you have this wisdom in you. You just gotta trust that. And even in this card, it's like this man is resting and the dragon is resting. They're both resting. And resting is important, guys. We need to, I know we're all programmed to be like, go, 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 you know, achieve. We're programmed to compete. We're programmed to just like keep doing things. But the thing is, a lot of shifts actually happen when you rest, when you just go, you know, just like we reboot the computer, right? Why do we reboot the computer? So that it starts fresh again, right? You have what it takes. Okay, you have what it takes. Whether you call it this, you call this knowledge, which is coming from your past lives. And most of us have that knowledge from our past lives. Okay, we're just bringing it forward. Yes, and bottom of the deck, we have effort. Effort. With all this fire coming out from this dragon. And in this one, he's on top of the dragon. So you've taken charge or whatever this is, okay? It's conquering your demons. Effort, conquering your demons. And again, we have number 7 here. You taking charge of your life, you taking the action steps, it's like you bringing that fire up from your belly, right? And taking charge of your life and having the courage to face your demons, which is, what are your demons? Fears, right? Fears, self-doubt, feelings of lack, not feeling enough. And that's something we all struggle with, including myself. But then there is a time to rest, and then there is a time, like this card says, effort. Because without human effort, you know, even the best guidance goes to waste. Like I may receive a download to do something, but if I'm not taking action, it goes to waste. Because Spirit will guide you, but you have to take the human steps, make the effort. See all this fire coming out of this dragon. You have to work on that fire within, guys, right? You got to work on that fire within. There's a fire within each one of us, but what do we do with it? A lot of times, because we're programmed by society, you know, we'll say, oh, I can't do it, or I don't have what it takes, or we're making even excuses to ourselves. We're just making excuses. And I do that a lot. So I'm not looking outside of myself. I'm the first one to say I do that to myself, you know. Like a lot of times, you know, I will feel like I'm not good enough. I can't do this. And I just hold myself back, and I have to work. Then again, I have to go within and I have to work on myself. What are my blockages? Why do I feel the way that I feel? And a lot of times it relates to my inner child. Maybe as a child, somewhere along the line, I was given the message, I'm not good enough. You can't do it. Who do you think you are? Messages like this. And you hold that within yourself, and it becomes a blockage. But divine guidance is something where spirit has put that seed in you, right? Just like this owl is whispering in his ears. Basically, Spirit has put a seed in you. But you have to take the human effort to make this happen. So Spirit is, you know, working with Spirit, I always find, is like a dance. You take your one step, Spirit takes one step. And it's like a beautiful dance, a beautiful partnership. It's not one-sided. And Spirit can give you guidance, but if you're not, You know, a lot of people are like, okay, I know right now what I want to do. I know step 1, but I don't know step 10. And I always tell them, even I don't know step 10. I just know step 1 for myself, just like you know step 1. But unless you take your action step, step 2 will not reveal itself. And that is really how it's worked for me throughout, is I don't have all the answers, but I just know what I have to do right now in this moment. And I trust that and I go with that. And the rest just unfolds itself. And I have to trust Spirit for that. And maybe somebody has to hear this today, because I went on a completely different rant with this reading, right? But you have what it takes is really what I'm getting with this cosmos. It's like, you have, you know, the world is your oyster. Really, that is what I'm getting with this. You are so connected. You are so protected. You know, there are cards that are saying you are protected, you are guided, you are safe. Really feed that into your soul. You know, put your hands on your heart and tell yourself, I am guided, I am safe. Because most of the times it's our inner child that feels vulnerable. It's our inner child that's being triggered, really. That is what it is. And you are a divine being, and you have all this knowledge, whether it's from past lives or whether you learned on a certain subject, whatever this is, you have it. You have what it takes, is what the cards are saying, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good one.